Hello, I'm Robin Wood. I'm a photographer and printmaker, and today I'd like to show you some of the pieces that I've made for the Inward Intent exhibition. These pieces are actually part of my final assessment pieces that I did for my printmaking unit as part of a Bachelor of Photography that I'm studying at the Queensland College of Art. Our aim was to actually use printmaking to look at an environment. I chose the environment of a book, specifically Jane Austen's books, and her uses of muslin, which is a very simple, basic fabric, and she uses it as a plot device, she uses it as a conversational tool between her characters, and she also uses it to explain the socioeconomic status of her characters, which gives a lot of indicators into the time that the books are set. So I've made what I'm calling a vertical book, which is mono-printed pieces. These prints are made possible by the liquefaction of printing ink under a relief press, and I'm using it in contact with muslin. And most of the papers are actually a light washi paper, which is a Japanese paper. Throughout the books, I've employed the use of the quotes from the Jane Austen novels, so they appear as text to sort of support the story of the books. I've also done some straight prints of the muslin, and I've done things called collagraphs, which are a very textured print where I make a textured plate, I rub the ink in, I rub as much of the ink away as I can, and I print the ink that's left in the cracks, which under pressure gives texture to the paper as well as transferring the ink across. So it's quite a unique sort of process. So I'm printing the texture, not the line work. So I've done 2 vertical books. A little bit different, but the same. Cool. Okay, so as part of my exhibition, I've also created a number of books. These books are based on an accordion fold. They're called a flag book. The books I've printed across the spine. And the idea of a flag book, and this is based on a construction by Heidi Kyle, they flap as they're opened and closed. I've added text from the quotes across the pages as well in this one. So it's a very beautiful, colourful, lovely, tactile. I love the ability to bring that tactile nature into a print. I've also done this blue one, which is based on collagraph prints. It also has printing across the spine, and a little bit different, a little bit floppier, so it doesn't flap quite so substantially, but I've printed the text into the spine. So it's just a lovely way to bring the prints into a very touchable format and bring the work of Jane Austen onto prints and then back into a book, which is sort of where they started in the first place. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Hello, my name is Neil Muirhead. I am a QCA student where I'm studying a Bachelor of Fine Arts. My principal arts that I'm studying there are painting and drawing, but I'm also interested in printing, sculpture, and a few other things as well. These 5 paintings represent the start of the new year for 2021, where I actually set myself a challenge to paint smaller, a lot smaller than what I used to. So I was focusing on sizes like A5 or just like paperback sizes, because it's less intimidating, and also it just gave me more scope, more room, because I was kind of running out of room in my little studio as well. So I just let myself off the hook. So I've always been interested in figurative but also abstract, so I kind of wanted to bring the 2 together and see where it took me. So this is my work. Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, hi, I'm Oliver Boyle. I'm an artist. I've been an artist since I was a child, if you want to put it that way. Studied graphic design for a little bit, and that's probably where I picked up the skill to do this. I had a real good teacher, showed me a lot of good techniques. I stopped drawing for a long time, a long hiatus, if you want to call it that way. I thought about how I wanted to go about my art and the technique. So I sat down and I produced what I've got here, one of the story bridge. That was my first one that I drew, and it came out pretty good the way I wanted it, and now it's up on the wall here and getting pretty good accolades for it. So that's about basically it for now.
Donations. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners on the land in which we're gathering here today in Inala, elders past, present and emerging. So this is my artwork at the back of me. I've been printing for 2 years now, so I'm going into my 3rd year. So as an artist, I like to explore historical tools and artworks and reclaim and revitalise. At the moment I'm working on the Belgie, which is the dilly bag from Far North Queensland, made from the black palm, the dawa in our language. So at the moment I've been doing a lot of work around just learning about the history of the Belgie and what information's out there and what resources are out there, and trying to ensure that there are resources out there available for future generations to come. So my work is around making, teaching. I've been teaching workshops now in the weaving around Brisbane area. And so it's just about connection to country and the importance of keeping that cultural practice and cultural story alive and the continuum of culture. Through my degree in the Bachelor of Contemporary Australian Indigenous Art at Griffith University, I have been fortunate to work along and study along a really amazing Indigenous educators, staff and students who are always learning and teaching and sharing story. And so today I'm here at the Inala Art Gallery. I'm very honoured to be a part of an exhibition with Matt, Robin, Neil, Josh and Ollie. So I've got a bit of music happening today, so I'm also a musician and performer. And I think art is a really nice space for anyone to be able to share a message and a story that they feel is important that the world needs to know about. So that's me.